Aloha! Welcome to episode 11 of the Sacred Healing Support Series. This is a new type of video that I'm creating. I've been inspired to create. So I've been creating a philosophy video and then a practice video once a week. And I've been inspired for a while to add a personal video to share about my personal story, my personal journey of my own journey of sacred healing, to inspire, to show what's possible. And I haven't done it so far because I've been, I noticed, I identified a pattern this morning actually, and I've been seeing it for a while, but I saw it really clearly this morning, a pattern of still kind of hiding. A couple weeks ago in one of my counseling sessions, I identified a part of me that cloaks me in a protective protective cloak, protective barrier to keep me safe. And that prevents me from being fully seen, fully heard. I hide, I pretend a little bit. It's more like hiding. I don't know if it's so much pretending, because how I show up is authentic, but it's not all of me that's showing up. I'm still kind of cloaking a part of me to keep that vulnerable part safe. And and I did a process the other day at my husband's, my beloved's art presentation. Him and his friend Kira did art presentation together at their art show, where we would go into a piece of the art and kind of do this gestalt experience with the art and become the art, and then we did dyads about it at the end, and I really got some powerful insights from that. It was really amazing. And what I saw is that, I'm in this phase of, so I was connecting with the painting that's called Rising Through, that has like this sun-like image, a globe, an orange, yellowy globe that's kind of rising out of some clouds or the sky or the earth or somewhere. It's just kind of half out. And I really resonated with that because I feel like I'm in that similar phase of kind of rising through some old limiting beliefs and ideas and patterns, and yet I'm not fully through. I'm still kind of tethered to these old patterns, these old ways of being, and don't feel completely fully free. And it feels like a bit constrictive and not fully fulfilling. And what I was sharing with Maji, my husband, this morning in a dyad was that, I can see how I haven't felt fully connected to people because haven't been fully showing up. I've been still hiding this part of me, showing up a bit diminished. And in sharing that with him, I saw really clearly that it's because a part of me is really afraid of people. And that's parts of me that have been hurt by people in the past, like my 5-year-old who felt abandoned by her parents and felt kind of treated meanly by her caretakers, by my caretakers. And then as a 10-year-old, I was teased and bullied very severely and ostracized. And so there's all these various experiences where I haven't felt safe, where people showed up in a mean way, and I've been imprinted with this feeling of feeling forgotten, feeling not important, feeling not liked, feeling unsafe, feeling scared, feeling alone. And so I've been doing the work to really connect with those younger parts and have them really be seen, be heard, be witnessed, be unburdened. So part of the work that I do in my own personal healing journey and with some of my clients is internal family systems work, where we acknowledge that there are parts, many parts within us, And a lot of these parts are wounded parts. They've been hurt at some point in our life. And when they become hurt, they actually kind of freeze in time. So like I said, I have this 5-year-old who's frozen in that time of being a 5-year-old, 1976. And then this 10-year-old who's frozen in 1981 and kind of sees through those eyes and influences me, like kind of takes me over at times, and in a way that I show up kind of shy and scared or timid, or yeah. So it's quite fascinating when you get on that journey of exploring your parts. And I will be sharing about internal family systems more in depth in future videos. I'll share the philosophy of it, and then we'll do some practice with it. But this is just me sharing part of my personal journey. And for me, I've gotten such immense value from looking at my parts and getting to know my parts, and helping them to heal. It's been really miraculous and beautiful and powerful. And there's deeper and deeper layers. It's amazing how we can think, or how I have thought, I'll speak for myself, that, oh, okay, I've connected with that 5-year-old, I've done the healing work, I've unburdened them, they're good now. And then I'll come back around to that 5-year-old and like, oh, there's more that the 5-year-old needs to process, needs to be witnessed in, needs to have understood. And and part of the journey of sacred healing is to go back to those parts as many times as it takes. And each time there's greater unburdening that happens, a greater sense of liberation, greater insight. There's more reclaiming of any aspects or qualities that have been lost, like innocence and joy or playfulness. So that's where I'm at right now in my personal journey. So this cloaking. So a big thing that I've been working on is around a sense of success, a sense of feeling successful. And identified, like maybe a month or two ago, that I had been coming from this place of these ideas or beliefs of what success are implanted in me, or taken on by me from external influences, from my parents, from media, from society, from my peers, from teachers, that I had all these ideas of what success looks like, what it should be. And I came to realize that that was so limiting and so inauthentic, and not, and so in counseling session that I was doing, in one of actually the volunteer counseling practice sessions in my volunteer counselor training I just did, she asked me, well, what does success mean to you? What does it look like to you? And I was able to go inside and identify and name that success to me is consistent, meaningful contribution. And that it's not actually linked to how many clients or how much money or numbers, or it's more about, am I showing up in a consistent way that is contributing in a meaningful way to me, and in an authentic way, in a generous way, in a way that is fulfilling. And so when I had that revelation, it was a total game changer for me. And I stopped paying attention to, like, how much money have I made this month? How many clients have I had? How many students are registering? And I was no longer reliant on that external circumstance. And it really freed me up, and to just contribute freely and joyfully and authentically. And I made a commitment to do that, to show up and contribute in a meaningful way consistently. And that's what I've been doing. And that's where this Sacred Healing Support Series, video series was birthed out of that revelation, that commitment, that inspiration. And and so I'm just going to continue with this video series. And then I've been getting other inspirations. I'm going to offer healing through radical self-love course here on Cortez Island in person. And then when I get back to Nanaimo, I'm going to offer an 8-week series of that. And then maybe an online series. I'm not sure yet about that. And then I have my temple style Lomi Lomi training scheduled for September, which there's some space left if you feel called to learn Hawaiian sacred Hawaiian healing in the form of Lomi Lomi, temple style Lomi Lomi, which is so beautiful. It's one of the most amazing things on the planet. It's just so sacred and such a beautiful way to honor someone, to connect with someone, and to hold space for someone to commune with their body and their heart and their spirit. And it's really, really amazing modality. And then in ceremony, it's a ceremony. And then I'm offering an advanced Lomi Lomi training for anyone who's taken the temple style Lomi Lomi training and has some experience in that, which I'm really excited about. The first time offering that, where we'll delve more into the intuitive side of sacred healing. And Abraham Kavai's, the essence of his teachings was to be really just fully present and to allow spirit to move. He would say spirit in motion, and some advanced techniques as well. And then the thing that I'm most excited about, and this has been a big journey to get to this place, and really coming into, really owning my unique offering in this world, which has come out of my own healing work, doing my own sacred healing. And as I've mentioned in the video about what is a sacred healer, one of the primary qualities or aspects of a sacred healer is that we are committed to our own sacred healing, first and foremost, because it is from there that then we are able to model that and hold space for others to heal, and also own that we are healers. It's not that we heal other people, it's that we've done our own healing work, and from doing so we have that knowing, that confidence that healing does and can happen. We hold that possibility. We have had that from personal and direct experience. And so for my own personal and direct experience of healing, I have created the first ever Sacred Healer Activation Training. And part of my healing journey has been from connecting to a local native sacred healer, Tsamquatin. He helped me through some of my deeper challenges a year or two ago now. Gosh, I've lost track of time, but a couple of years ago. And so he will be sharing some of his incredible wisdom, indigenous wisdom and medicine. He brings forth beautiful songs, drumming and songs that just heal the heart and the soul. So beautiful. So he'll be sharing his wisdom, his songs, some visualizations, and his medicine of just his presence is so powerful. And then I'll be sharing some of the teachings from the Hawaiian, the Huna principles that I have implemented and have been practicing for over 20 years, and some Ho'oponopono practices of forgiveness, and the spirit of aloha, loving presence practice, which has come from the Hawaiian teachings of aloha, but also Hakomi, which the essence of Hakomi is loving presence. And so it's really the essential, quintessential element of sacred healing is loving presence, meeting ourselves with love, meeting another with love and compassion, and yeah, love heals. It's so true. And it's also one of the 5 essential elements that I have identified. And I'll be sharing, of course, the 5 essential elements of sacred healing. And I'll be teaching Kahiloa, which is this amazing healing modality. It's kind of like Hawaiian Reiki, very shamanic, in that we channel and bring forth and through the energies of nature, the elements, fire, water, air, rock, stone, crystals, and animals, and plants, and the human spirit. It's so beautiful, and fun. It's really fun. And then Jay Sutton Brown from Manipura Yoga College is going to be offering a piece, the Yogic Wisdom piece. She's amazing. She's been one of my mentors, guides in allowing mana, prana, life force to come more alive in me, to find more joy in being alive. She's a phenomenal teacher and mentor. So I'm really excited that she'll be joining us. And then my dear soul sister, Theta Phoenix, who is an incredible sound healer, a voice of an angel. We actually met in our first Lomi Lomi training over 20 years ago, and have been on this journey of supporting others in their healing journey and our own personal healing journey. So supporting each other in that. So she'll be teaching sound healing, how to open and activate our voice, and through that freeing up more life force, and then also teaching a bit of sound healing through instruments. And then she'll be doing a sound healing bath for everyone. And then we will, in the last few days, do Heartworks. I will teach Heartworks Lomi Lomi, which is a very traditional lineage of Lomi Lomi, where we channel energy from the cosmos into our hearts and let it come out our hands. It's really, beautiful, meditative, long, rhythmic strokes that really drop a person into a trance, and where healing happens, drops people into an alpha state. That's the intention, is to really kind of through that rhythmic, like strokes, like the waves flowing over the body, it drops someone into a deep alpha state, a deep parasympathetic state, where healing just naturally happens. And so you'll learn that modality. And then there'll be some integration and a graduation ceremony. It's going to be amazing. It's at the Bethlehem Center in Nanaimo, Tsunaimo, Sacred Territory. Yeah, I didn't mean to go off on that, but that's what wanted to come through. That's part of my personal healing journey. Actually, that's why it came through, is because this cloak that I was talking about has been me kind of hiding and not really standing in my power, and sharing boldly, confidently, generously about who I am and what I'm up to and what I am offering and the contribution that I am making. And so that is part of my healing journey, is to stand in that more, claim that, own that I am a sacred healer. I am a sacred healer because I have devoted my life to sacred healing within myself. I have personally overcome severe suicidal depression, chronic pain. I used to be barely able to walk. I was in such agony physically. I was in emotional and spiritual angst. I had extreme fatigue. And I've done immense work on many levels, emotional, mental, physical, spiritual levels, to heal myself, to get to a place where I feel fairly whole. There's still some parts that are that I'm continuing to seek out and get to know and save, really. It's part of the adventure of internal family systems. So look forward to hearing more about that. I really do. It's like, see it as a great adventure. We go on this like treasure hunt to find these parts that are hidden and high and hurting, like in so much pain and feeling so alone and scared, and these parts that are protecting them, and we get to learn about them and help unburden all these parts and yeah, reintroduce them, catch them up into our real life and integrate them into our being so that there's this greater sense of wholeness. It's so fun. It's been amazing. It's an amazing adventure. And yeah. And as a result of all of the healing work that I've done, and it's been a lot of work, and it is work. It takes a lot of commitment and dedication and practice and getting support and I guess what I want to say about that is, even though it is a lot of work and it does take a lot of energy and time and resources, it is so worth it, and so incredibly worth it, because what happens is, in that unburdening process, in that like identifying this cloak that maintains this sense of separation, this yeah, it keeps me separate from others. I don't experience true fulfillment and connection, and I end up perpetuating this feeling of being alone. So now, in naming, identifying this cloak, seeing it, getting to understand it, where it comes from, healing those parts of and where it originated from, I get to be more honest. I get to show up more vulnerably and authentically, and I get to experience a greater sense of connection and feel less alone. And in that, I also open to the goodness, more of the goodness of my life and how blessed I am. And that's been a huge part of my journey of sacred healing, is really opening up more and more to so much gratitude, feeling so blessed, so fortunate, feeling more aliveness, more energy, curiosity, and even it may seem a bit fantastical, but magic. Like, I really, when I do my practice and I really come into my center, into alignment with myself, with my whole self, and that sense of wholeness, there's a real sense of awe and wonder and magic that opens up. And yeah, so that's part of my personal journey. I would love to hear, yeah, any of your, it's time for me to get going. I'm going to go for a hike in the forest with a dear friend. So wishing you a wonderful rest of your day, and may you, yeah, be inspired to delve into even deeper into your sacred healing journey, to find even greater fulfillment and freedom and joy and connection. Blessed be. Mwah.